to ask you a couple of questions. What can you tell me about vampires?
They exist.
It's a war outside, fighting demons. They be scheming, plotting on me for no reason. Thought I told you that we ballin' today, ayy. Going up, we ain't falling today, yo. Are you down for the ride? Let me know. Hold on tight and I won't let you go. You know the call when it's trouble, and you know I'll be there for you every time.
Scheiße. Ich glaube, mein PC ist alles nicht mehr aus.
So imagine New Guinea in the 60s as a woman on her own, up in the highlands. She claims to have eaten human flesh, and I'm sure she spent most of the time drunk as well.
Did you see that article that was yesterday where they were interviewing an Australian, a guy who was a doctor or a scientist who was talking about climate change, and he was saying that we have to start eating human bodies, and that human bodies are very nutritious, and that we just put them in the ground. And I was reading it, and I was like, okay, is this guy trolling? Like, what is he doing here? Is he a completely insane person? But his advice was, our dependence on meat is ruining, like in some places where they're stripping the rainforest to make room for cattle grazing. He was saying that we're getting rid of perfectly good meat every time we put someone in the ground.
Well, we are, but to suggest that sounds insane to me.
Yeah.
Because we throw away half our food anyway, at least in this country.
It was a mainstream publication that this guy was talking about. It's like, the last thing you want to encourage is people getting used to eating people.
I think he's been watching World War Z.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just one of those things.
It is meat, but come on.
I was going, is this guy just trying to get attention? Like, this seems like such a, or is it, was he joking? It's hard to tell in text, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Did you see that,
Not
Jamie?
every Australian is sensible.
I found the article, but I don't see anything about him saying wasting human bodies or meat.
There's been more than several articles written on it. Maybe someone extrapolated. But the idea was, he was saying that people should eat meat. And if they want to eat meat, they should eat human meat because it's
maybe
going
he's
to
an
waste.
animal rights activist.
Might be just an idiot.
Eat your relatives, yeah.
Yeah, but just the last thing you want is people getting the taste of people, you know?
Right. No, do not need to go that far. Not yet.
Rape is one of the ways they feed, by the way. They call that alien honey. When they're in the process of raping somebody, they are ingesting your energy in that form. They rape little children to death in the astral. That's their favorite way of killing them.
Well, they're all pedophiles. But why?
Why? Yeah? What is the reason?
Because they're it's a type of feeding, it's a type of vampirism. If they don't do it, they'll die.
I mean, very simply, from what I understand, no species will kill its own young. I think there's some issues with pigs.
There's pedophilia and child ritual murder is two different areas. There's a reason why they do the pedophilia. There's a reason why they do the child ritual murder. The reason why they do pedophilia is because they need to feed.
So
they need the sexual.
Why do they need to feed? Can you explain those two things?
Because they're not human. They're very old.
What is they?
They're vampires. They need to regenerate their flesh. They need the hormones.
I mean, when people say about vampires, we're talking about the Hollywood films. What do you mean by a vampire? What creature? What are you talking about?
These days, it's a cyborg kind of vampire. A cyborg exoskeleton with the flesh covering his dead, essentially. So it needs to be constantly regenerated. That's why they need the hormones. They need the blood. They need the sexual contact too.
And that is why?
Because they need to regenerate their flesh. If they don't do that, they'll die. Same as if you don't eat or die.
So what element, does this mean that they can take it from living people that don't die, or I mean, are you talking about dead people that they do what to or what?
They need sexual contact with children because young blood can regenerate you.
Controversial new treatment that may hold promise, but at a price.
It does appear to reverse the aging process.
Dr. Jesse Karmazin is talking about transfusions with the young blood from teenagers, and he says it just may turn back the hands of time. That blood is going to patients over 35 as part of a clinical trial called Ambrosia, where subjects paid $8,000 to get the rich growth factors found in the platelets in blood's plasma.
There's pretty much people from most states, people from overseas, from Europe and Australia.
There have not been any published results, but the intriguing concept still found its way into pop culture.
He's my transfusion associate.
Dr. Karmazin says patients who have had it say they feel amazing, and he has seen evidence of reversing the aging process in rats.
Their brains are younger, hearts, their hair, if it was gray, just turns dark again.
There has also been encouraging Alzheimer's research using young blood at Stanford.
We found that it was safe and feasible to administer infusions of young plasma weekly.
Dr. Sharon Shaw is a researcher who says they have seen evidence of improvement in functional ability.
It's all very exciting that there can be components in blood that could be healing.
Platelet-rich plasma, or PRP treatments, using a patient's own blood, have been in demand as trendy vampire facials to fight wrinkles and as joint and tissue treatments to accelerate healing.
A lot of goodies in blood.
Dr. Houman Khorazani is using those rich PRPs in a study at Mount Sinai to regrow hair.
We can actually use your own blood to stimulate the body.
The study is ongoing, but seeing short-term results, Dr. Khorazani is optimistic.
It looks very positive.
Experts agree there is still more research that needs to be done.
There's still a lot of unknowns and a lot of factors that we don't know when we actually getting another person's growth factors and nutrient injected in us.
Dr. Karmazin says that he plans to open a young blood lab in New York in the coming months.
God in heaven.
What is this place?
It's a blood farming facility. Vampires decided that hunting humans on a piecemeal basis was too inefficient. Why kill your prey when you can keep them alive? Under optimal conditions, a donor can generate anywhere from 50 to 100 pints of blood. Productive.
Where do you get all these people?
They got processing centers in every major city. At any given time, there's what? 2, 3 million homeless wandering around America? They just pull them in off the streets. Nobody cares about them. We're doing this country a service, really.
Are they aware? Do they feel anything?
They're in a chemical-induced coma. They're brain dead.
Where they take a lot of the people that die, and that's where they kill them again. And they have huge meat lockers there. And that's where the ship will stop on its way out to pick up more meat. These animals, these lizards have just voracious appetites. Voracious. They use a lot of meat. Rape is one of the ways they feed, by the way. They call that alien honey. When they're in the process of raping somebody, they are ingesting your energy in that form. They feed on different organs, body organs. They will use like almost the needles to extract. This is all astral. They extract fluids, body fluids. When they ingest people, they're not just eating meat. They are eating. What they're eating is there's memory in our bones. They ingest elements, emotions. All these different things. Otherwise, they could just clone and eat people. clone and eat and clone and eat. But that's not enough for them. The human body, when they ingest it, they take in much of what we are, or aspects of ourselves, not our true spirit or soul, but they will absorb our essences. So it's not just meat to them. They transport bodies, body parts, and astral humans to Mars and to Orion, and they traffic in these. Big commerce. We are their whole life.
The biggest selling cereal from Saturn to Alpha Centauri.
Orion, Mars, and
from Saturn to Alpha Centauri,
which are their two main bases of operation. They come from Orion. Mars they own. They have huge detention centers and huge meat lockers. Most of the people who die are taken to Mars and they have hanging pens where they then kill them again astrally in these hanging pens. I think they probably are raping people while they're getting ready to be hanged, because that is tremendous fear, and they ingest.
What is this?
They're your people. Dead?
No. Just the sight of death. Metabolism slowed extraordinarily. Diana's work.
The people who disappeared. My son. Is in here somewhere.
We're in another ship like this one.
Why are they being taken? Stored like this, why not just killed?
The leader needs them living. Some of them will be made into troops for battles with his enemy.
What enemy?
A force that has defeated him before.
His enemy? That makes them our friends, right?
I don't know.
Well, it's something to go on. You said some of them would be his troops. Not all.
No.
What about the others?
In addition to the water, there's another basic shortage on our planet.
Food.
Hey everyone, Averpal here, and today we're playing Human Farm, and this has been developed by Wally Sendev, and you can find it over at Itch.io. I have a link in the description, check it out. In this game, we find ourselves in a place where humans are kept to be fed to monsters. So, let's get into it. Sphincter, ew. Oh, we move slow. Okay. Going through the bowels of the beast. I think these are bowels. I mean, the human body does have a couple sphincters. Oh, and there's another one. Yeah. Into the hole? Yeah, sure.
The whole reason for the pedophilia is it because there's a school of thought that Jimmy Savile going into hospitals, having sex with dying children.
Okay, the school of thought.
School of thought. There's a school of thought.
School of thought, okay.
Suggests there was reasons behind that, and it wasn't just insanity. Now, Jimmy Savile, why was he going into the hospitals? Why was he having sex with dying children? Why was he having sex with injured children? Because as he's taking something from them, he's also giving something back to them. certain. There's ideas behind this. You know, you can. You know, sex magic, necrophilia. You can bring the dead back to life with it.
Does that mean you reanimate a body, but do you bring a soul back into it?
You're reanimating flesh.
Beyond any.
Pedophilia and ritual child murder are two separate.
Okay, explain the ritual child murder.
Ritual child murder. Why is Michael Aquino going out snatching up children and sacrificing them? He's a general in the NSA. He has to make tough decisions. There's something in the underground basis that is being fed by this.
What do you mean? Something? Creature? Or what? An energy?
Some AI thing, I think it is. Some kind of AI thing.
So Leute, das war eine weitere Runde Let's Learn LOL. Lasst bitte ein Like da, abonniert und schreibt einen Kommentar. Und schreibt einen Kommentar.